Starting a new company is like creating a three-legged stool. You got to have three components. You got to have a brand, you got to have a culture, and you got to have talent. You can't go anywhere without those three legs on the entrepreneurial stool. My guest here today is named Dusty Davidson. He's a software developer. He's going to talk to us about those three key components. He's enjoyed a lot of interesting success, and I'm happy to welcome him to NxBizSuccess.
Thanks for having me, Lynn.
You bet. My pleasure. Well, first of all, you have a software development firm called Bright Mix, right?
Absolutely.
Name of the firm. And tell us a little bit about that. How'd you come up with such an interesting name?
Sure. So when we set out, we're a web development company. We want to set ourselves apart from the traditional, what we see around the area and just in general.
Harry's web development firm. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, like Steve's Web Solutions or something,
right?
right.
Right.
We also didn't want to shoehorn ourselves into being specifically something, because when we set out, we knew we wanted to be a technology company. We knew what we wanted to sort of stand for as a company. But web development, what does that go into?
It can go a lot of different directions.
It can go a lot of different directions.
Yeah.
And you see a trend in the industry of these sort of catchy, fun, two-word names. And so we threw 100 of them or so and then
started to pull them together,
and just sort of mixing them together.
Yeah.
And Bright Mix sort of rose to the top as a name that sort of trendy sounding, not something that you would see in the Omaha area or the region. But really, when you start to think about it, it starts to talk a lot about the things that we care about, like really smart people and just a collection of different ideas and of
bright implies not only intelligence but also maybe optimism.
Absolutely. So there's lots of different sort of, I think, deep, as you really look at it. People ask all the time. It's sort of like we didn't think about that going into it, but it, as we've grown as a company, really has started to embody the things that we care about.
That's good. That's how branding is kind of supposed to be. It's emotional and right brain as much as anything else. Yeah. Now, we talked about branding, we talked about culture, we talked about talent. These are all kind of conceptual things. I know there's a lot of guys out there that are sitting in their small business and saying, I don't know what they're talking about. I got a product, it's a good product, I sell it for a profit, I don't have a brand, I don't have culture, and I don't worry too much about talent. Mm-hmm. Why are they wrong, and why are you right?
Well, I don't know that they're wrong or right. We set out...
That's a very diplomatic answer.
Yeah, it is. What we set out in the very beginning is saying, as a software development company, our real product is the software that we create, but we need really talented people in order to create that.
Sure.
Truly, without our people, we have no product.
Yeah.
And so, in essence, the product that we are marketing towards, the thing that we're trying to be the best at, is at hiring and retaining and finding the truly talented people, because without them we cannot create the things that we want to sell.
Dusty Davidson, when you're talking to me about this, you talk as if you own a large corporation. I mean, you really do sound like some kind of a corporate leader, and yet I know that you have a very kind of loose and fairly modest overhead, and you're a young entrepreneur, let's face it. So, I mean, these are all like beautiful platitudes, but when the rubber meets the road, if the client doesn't want to pay you so that you can afford to hire the talent, you're going to go with lesser talent, are you not?
Probably not, actually. Culture is hugely important for us, and we hire and we fire based on culture and fit, and are we building the type of company that at the end of the day we're going to be happy with. And we don't want to sacrifice those things for a specific client. We like to say that the clients that we enjoy working with appreciate and value what we bring to the table as a cohesive, intelligent, smart, creative team. And so, the customers that we have that may be dismayed by some of that, we don't necessarily, want to work with them in any way. And I think that's important for us as a company that sort of optimizes around happiness and saying, how can we as a company be the most happy? We want to work with the customers that make us happy, and we ourselves want to internally do the things that we enjoy.
I have to tell you, Dusty, I've never heard a corporate policy book say, number one, we optimize through happiness.
Yeah, but
did you purposely say that phrase?
Oh, I purposely say it, and I think that I believe it at our core, right?
Yeah.
As you look at the companies and the corporations that say we want to attract the top talent, we are all about our people. They, at the end of the day, have a culture in many cases that that doesn't lead people to enjoy their job or be passionate about it, and they don't sort of get out of the way and let their people do what they're great at.
Now I'm going to pretend that I'm watching our interview right now, and I'm a typical entrepreneur or small business person, all right? And they're saying, you know, this is all great, idealistic, conceptual, philosophical stuff, but really it's all driven by money. And you got to have enough money coming in the front door so you can afford to pay the talent you have in the back room. Why aren't you talking about money? And why isn't that hard and fast reality of this discussion we're having?
Well, I think ultimately everything that we do is driven by money. We have to be able to put food on our plates and everything that it is. And we just have a different philosophy about the means to the end, and saying we don't want to sacrifice culture and happiness in order to maintain short-term goals. Companies like Zappos or Google have instilled from their very beginning these company cultures that have proven that if you can retain people and keep them truly happy, that can lead to long-term returns. And so we're willing to sacrifice, you know, we'll pay a little bit more. We provide free lunches for our employees every day. We're willing to eat that cost in the short term in order to foster an environment where people want to stay with our company and believe in our company.
Okay. So you must be able to afford to eat that cost, huh?
Food is a cheap way to, you know,
satisfy or reward somebody.
Absolutely. And it's not the only thing, but it's
And
it's
I
one
also
of
know
many.
that entertainment is part of your culture. You've got a foosball game in the front lobby, am I right? At least last time I was there.
Yeah, you know, we've since added a dartboard. You know,
a dartboard is symbolic of hitting the target audience, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, my thing is, you know, life's too short to sit in a cube and hate your job. So we want, again, if our people are happy, they're going to do great work. They're going to do great work for our customers, and ultimately, that's kind of what we're all about.
You know, Dusty, you said something just now. We've had a great conversation, but life's too short to sit in a cubicle and hate your job, right? Yeah. It's a very interesting thing. A lot of people are wondering right now whether, in fact, that's a reality or a philosophy for them. Yet we're all holding on. There's a sense of scarcity. Everybody wants some money, make sure the paycheck's coming next week. What's your final suggestion to those people that are grasping and holding on to existing, whatever it is, financial security? What do you tell those people?
Sure.
Even if they hate their job.
Even if they hate their job, you know, the thing that we are sort of all about is that people get stuck in a rut many times and get tunnel visioned into saying, this is the thing that I'm destined to do and I need to hate it. And there's many ways, whether it's starting a business or just being more entrepreneurial in your own company, ways to sort of spur happiness and enjoyment in your job in a way that you can do what you're passionate about and not doesn't have to be that thing that you loathe going to between the hours of 8 and 5.
Okay. Well, Dusty Davidson with Bright Mix in Omaha, Nebraska, thanks for visiting with me. We find your software development firm fascinating. I love your philosophy, culture, brand, and talent. That's kind of the troika for your success so far. Thanks for joining us here on NxBizSuccess. My name is Lynn Hinderaker. Life does not have to be work, does not have to be a grind. Please take it from us. Thanks for tuning in. Keep on going and keep on growing.